servant.
Yes, public servants. In
High child.
Yeah.
Once you opt to do public service, until your child or your children school in Nigeria, our educational system can never be good. Yoruba man enti oba wobata. And every congregation wants to hold their own. Because if they don't hold their own, other people will snatch what they have. If they snatch what they have, that means they've snatched 10%. They've snatched the offering. They've snatched the testimony. So you understand? So it's a serious problem.
Well, it's another very beautiful day today on Asabe Afrika TV worldwide as we meet a very, very important Nigerian, an icon in his own respect, somebody who has contributed so much to the entertainment sector in Nigeria and in West Africa, a man who has done enough to change the currency of his own industry, a man who has done enough to change the way music business is being done in Nigeria, which is the largest West African country and one of the most populous countries in the world. When music was not too big a business in Nigeria, Mr. TUNDE OSHINIBOSI was already big on it, bringing in big artists from America, from the UK, bringing them all from all parts of the world. He was also very, very germane to some of the most lucrative ideas in the music industry, the awards. He's someone you can call an entertainment economist, someone who understands the business of entertainment deeply. He is the founder of Laface Entertainment, and he is the creator of FELABRATION in year 2005. He created this idea, and today the idea is accepted, even though he might not be deeply involved due to some other challenges and some other innovative ventures that he has embarked upon. I'm very honored to meet Mr. TUNDE OSHINIBOSI, aka Laface, the great man, the man of entertainment, the iconic entertainment economist and philosopher. Sir, we are very honored to meet you. We've been chasing you for almost a year now, since the birthday of Chief Commander Eliza Obe.
Oh, yeah,
that was in April last year.
In
Abeokuta, which you organized the event, and your crew, we met you very busy on stage that day, and we started begging you since then, but unfortunately you've been so busy, always going in and out of one meeting or the other. But we thank you that today we are able to capture you, sir. Sir, first and foremost, why have you been so scarce? Why have you been so off the press? At the time you created one of the best awards, the Yoruba Movie Academy Award, and at the time you also created the Wazobia Entertainment Award, and a whole lot of innovative ventures. And at the time we heard that you are not in the country, maybe you are in America with the family and all that stuff. But what has been happening to Mr. Tunde Oshinibosi, Laface?
Basically, first, let me correct one impression.
Okay, sir.
With the Obey thing, one of Obey's sons, or some of Obey's sons are my friends. So I actually went there. I was part of the celebration and the support for the children, Larry and Rotimi Obey, and also as part of my own support for an icon in the music industry, which I think is something that a lot of us ought to be doing a lot more. You don't need to be called, you don't need to be offered money. When someone like that is being celebrated, just show your face, do whatever you can do. Should you do your program? Show professionally. It's a way of, because other
Call of Duty.
That is it. Other people will be there for you as well. It's a sign of respect.
Yeah, but
so that was what happened that day.
Yeah, I could see that you are all over the place. You're one of those who give ideas, give direction to that event. It was a very huge event. But talking about what you're saying now, does it mean that we are living in an industry whereby people respect money more than morals? I mean, in terms of...
I think it has to do with individual.
Okay, sir.
It has to do with, you see, I've always been someone that from day one, it was as if I saw a vision of what Nigeria would be. I begged God for one, gave me one. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't want too much out of life.
But there's no pressure on you, but
I don't want too much out of life.
Your friend will have been saying,
no, of course, listen,
yes,
the Yoruba mentality, the Nigerian mentality will always be there. We had that argument, and you see, I come from a family where they will always do what they need to do. But it's up to you to decide what you want to do. Do you understand? I made my decision. My wife even did not buy into it in the beginning. But as far as I'm concerned, we are not going to sell these children. Do you understand? Bill Clinton has only one child. A girl, for that matter.
Chelsea.
Yeah. Obama has $2. Hello? So, you see, my mentality, thank you, my philosophy, my ideals are different. So I don't want too much out of life. I am comfortable. I just want to enjoy life the way it is. I'm not somebody that amasses everything. No, I just want to have fun.
But it seems that your philosophy is too very tough. I mean, for a society that believes in plenty, if a society that is bothered about, when you are going, who are you going to give your real estate to, who are you going to give your cars to, who are you going to will your wardrobe to? I mean, why are you going to just have one? You're not the white man. Of course, I know you have
let me tell you something.
Okay, sir.
You see, I don't come from a rich family. I come from an average family. A lot of people that have grown to know me might have other ideas. But, you see, when you are running a race with a rich man, someone who is born into riches, it's like a 100-meter race. And when that's an example.
Okay, sir.
He is on 90, you are going to 100. And you are on minus 0. It is the truth. Hello? It is the truth.
That's the courageous one.
It is the truth.
Because,
you can never meet him. Because everything around you says it. I knew you a long time ago when you were a reporter.
Yes, sir.
And you have been through your struggles in life too. And one of the things that I'm proud of is that you're able to say, this is what I do, this is what I've become. Sure you get?
Yes, sir.
It has taken a lot of strides. If you wait and look and apportion it to where you are from, would it have been possible?
I know.
Those are the questions we ask ourselves. Every day is a struggle. You see, whatever I've amassed in life is enough for one child to be able to face the struggle of another generation. If I bring 3 children to share that thing, they will still be behind. So that is my philosophy. My philosophy is if I have that one and everything I have amassed, I give it to him. He will be at par with those children that were born rich originally.
I can't believe this. This is a quality philosophy.
It's a street philosophy.
It's street philosophy. I know it's quality philosophy.
Serious
but I've not heard it before. Honestly,
no, it's street intelligence. That was the only way I could think about it.
Because
I didn't want to leave my child to face the hard struggle that I had to face. Do you understand? Everything I've achieved in life, I had to break walls to achieve it. People see you do this now, they see you do this, you drive that, and they think it wasn't easy. It was a hard struggle.
When I was a young reporter, when I was in the magazine, the Oshinibosi brothers were very large. The name TUNDE OSHINIBOSI, then Laface. Laface was of course synonymous with Nigerian Entertainment in Nigeria, and we had this perception. We knew all of you to grow up in the US.
We went to
UK. Yeah. You grew up abroad. So how did that environment impact on you in terms of intelligence, in terms of philosophy, in terms of life itself? How did you get there?
You see, I think that was one of the living abroad impacted a great deal on me as a person, because I had a mind of my own. I could decide what I wanted to do. I was not directed by anybody. My parents had their role. I had what I took from my parents. What I don't like, I don't take. And you see, and I think that is the philosophy of what is happening in today's Nigeria. The children that we're bringing up now, if we don't teach them to believe in themselves, it will be difficult for them to be anybody. That is why you have children, when they are even age 40, 50, they still live with their parents in Nigeria.
That's a very sad reality.
Abroad, by the time you are 16, 17, you are out of your parents' house.
That's a sad reality.
And you are living on your own, and you have decided to live your life yourself. You see, and that is also a bane of Nigeria's problems today. Because we are pampered, we're spoiled. Our children, we spoil our children working here. Do you understand? So it's a bane of what is happening in the whole country. They say there's corruption, they say there's this, there's that, there's that. Everything starts from the family. When we cannot fight for our rights, when we cannot defend our rights, when we don't even know
how to defend our rights.
We don't know what we want out of life.
We're confused.
Very confused. Always confused. That is why we get fed anything.
So what you said really is really very, very disheartening, really. You just gave an insight that in the advanced country, the children are trained to be independent in their thinking, and you see them grow up to say, okay, I want to be a musician, I want to be a cinematographer, I want to be an artist, or I want to be a scientist. But today in Nigeria, I was telling someone the other day, the man is late now, Engineer Sapere. He sent all the children to London, and none of them is thinking of coming to Nigeria, and he was lamenting that the children are not thinking about his property. And I said, sir, you should thank your God that your house in Dope, in Santos Estate, is the only house that they didn't put, this house is not for sale. And most of the other houses, they are not for sale there, because the children have grown up and they want to either get the copy of the house to sell or kill the man or whatever. Sir, do you think the problem of parents still rearing their children at an age that is supposed to be independent is the problem of the government because the philosophies are not well marshaled out, or is the problem of the parents because they were not really charged to choose the right leadership? Is it going to be the problem of the church, the parents, the government? Who is held responsible for the problem of when children go out of school and there's no job and they have to just be in the house? So who should be responsible, sir?
You see, it's a serious problem. And everybody has a role to play.
Okay.
Everybody has a role to play. The parents, the church, the mosque, the government, everybody. You see, whatever you see as a government is a reflection of what you see in the house. Where, for instance, a child is doing Yahoo.
That's very rampant.
And the parents are supporting that child. It is because, one, poverty, two, the parents, it's not that they don't know otherwise, but that is the only thing they see. And also, you see, when you look at those children, and you look at our leaders, as youths, what are the leaders giving to us?
Nothing being bequeathed.
They are not giving us anything.
They are not
giving us anything.
Yeah, of course.
Because the thing that you learn is corruption.
But that's the biggest thing in town.
Yeah, you see, until the average Nigerian youth sees corruption as non-tribal, as in corruption does not have an ethnic group. Corruption does not have a race. So corruption doesn't have religion. Corruption is disheartening, is dehumanizing. Do you know what it takes for someone, for instance, to swallow drugs?
It is a very horrible courage.
It means you cannot say no. Do you know what it takes for someone to say, I want to go on a journey through the desert?
That's horrible.
When I finish the desert, I want to cross to Europe. I have to go by sea. Do you know what it takes?
It's horrible, sir. It's a very
They
horrible
know all
courage.
these things before they embark on it. But you see, until the average Nigerian youth sees corruption as the bane of the Nigerian problem, and they take it as a responsibility to say, we can stop corruption. There's no solution.
Even if you look at the TV now,
There's
Nigeria
no
unemployment, that's what they're talking about. Now, you're talking about corruption as the bane of the social malaise and the challenge of the youth. You had the very good privilege of growing in the diaspora. You had all the privileges in the world to be whatever you want to be. But quite unfortunately, you decided to invest at home. It's just to return back home to bring all the knowledge back to Nigeria, invested in entertainment, invested in PR, invested in trying to make something out of nothing. So, is the greener side of the greener passport greener as being envisaged by our young people? I want to ask you this.
You see, a lot of people that travel abroad don't paint the right picture when they come back.
Jesus Christ.
So when a wrong picture is painted, because you see, everything you do abroad, unless you are stealing, unless you are into drugs, unless you are into 419, unless you are into fraud,
Credit card
fraud, unless you do all those unmalign things, it is not as green as it's painted.
But that's how it is been painted all over the year.
A regular worker, whether you live in America or you live in Europe, you have a system that is convenient, where you pay in bits, but your credit rating must be good. Once your credit is good, there's nothing you want abroad that you cannot get. That means you have a good credit record. You borrow money and you pay on time. So you understand? Once you can do all that, you can live a life. But you see, a lot of people that come back home and say a lot of stories or tell a lot of good vibes about everything is good. You are either into drugs, 419, or any other shady stuff. Do you understand? So
yes,
a lot of people, until they get there,
before reality hits them.
Also, they are also made to travel as moles. Do you understand?
Yeah.
A lot of these people travel as moles. They either ferry drugs, or ferry cards, or ferry money. There are so many things you can get involved in. Now they do child trafficking, this one, that one. There's so many things, but it all stems from one thing: corruption and poverty. If the average politician sees politics as what it is, we have a better country. Also,
see politics as a means.
If they don't see it as a means to an end, if they see it as a means for service,
Okay, sir.
but you see, the system also permits it. I will not totally blame the politician.
Why?
Why? Because, you see, I have a lot of politicians who are my friends. And some of them I know very well, and I walk around with them at times. The amount of enquiries, when people come and ask them for stuff.
Oh.
Do you understand?
That's dependency.
Dependency on them is huge. And even the political parties.
I understand now.
How do you get the ticket for a political party without spending a lot of money?
Spending a lot of money,
So
10 million,
hello,
5 million,
so
20
5
million.
Those ones are small money. So when you now get there, what do you first do? Some people sell their houses.
You placate
Some people sell their houses
yeah.
to feed all these needs before they get there. You see, so when people talk about politicians being this, being that, I think the system first has to change from the grassroots. But the grassroots cannot change it. It's the constitution that will change. And if the constitution has to change it, who are the people that will change it?
Enforce that constitution.
The people that will change it are the people in the house.
National Assembly.
The National Assembly people. Are they going to change it for you when it does not suit them? You see, there are so many intrigues into it. The Nigerian problem is a serious problem.
I asked somebody that day, is it a spiritual problem, sir?
It's just us and who we are. There's nothing spiritual about it. You see, when a problem has eaten so deep into the fabric
yeah,
of our society,
high.
It takes a lot to just change it
Overnight.
It takes a lot, for instance, for if you put 10 people together, for them in Nigeria to think the same way, when they know that this is a problem. Some people will go in amongst those 10 people,
yes,
and diversify them.
And change the course.
10 people will agree,
yes,
but 5 minutes later, 5 people will pull out. 5, everything will scatter because people will enter their midst. Because infiltrate and money will change hands. Once money changes hands, ideas change hands, loyalty changes hands, everything changes. Because that is what we have been brought up to understand. So it's a serious
Do you think it's also the problem of education? Because let me also tell you, the way you are trained abroad, for you to come, do a letterhead, create a company, and send a proposal to, let's say, Nigerian Bureau, and say, I have an idea, can you sponsor me? But an average Nigerian today, average Nigerian youth cannot even recall how to even create a business from the lowest rung to the zenith, because to them, to them, it is a Herculean task to even put the letterhead together, even think about how to start something. Sir, can we trace it to our educational system? Because you studied abroad, I mean,
let me tell you something.
Yes.
Our educational system, you see, until the child of the president of Nigeria, who is the highest office holder in Nigeria, schools in Nigeria, our educational system, public educational system can never be.
Until the child of the president himself.
Until every public servant.
Yes, public servants. In
His
high
child.
Yeah.
Once you opt to do public service, until your child or your children school in Nigeria, the system, our educational system can never be good, can never be up to standard. Until the child of all public officers, federal, states, until they use the same hospitals that we use, the system can never be good. It is not a cost. If your child does not go to that system, you cannot be interested in it.
Wow.
Is your child going to be going to a school and they're on strike and you are happy?
No, sir.
And you are the president of the country?
No, sir.
They say they carry Chibok girls, 1 million, or how many of them?
Yes, sir. Many of them, sir.
Is it the child, is it the president, is the president child there?
No, sir. None of the child of his
None of the top people are there.
Yeah,
so they cannot feel it the way you feel it. It's a fact of life. Yoruba man enti oba wobata. It is a, you see, I'm not crazy about Yoruba people, but some of them excite me.
Yes. The deviations and
Yeah. Some of them excite me when you see, because ento woye.
Very, sir.
So you see, until those things happen, where somebody wants to be president and he says, and we're asking him as Nigerians to say, we don't want to hear story. All your children, go and first withdraw them from whatever schools they are. If they are finished school, God bless them.
Yes, sir.
If they are young and they are still in school, first bring them and let us know the school they are attending. It must be a public school. Until all their children, if they want to, even themselves, they want to go for medication, everybody will all live and die here.
That's a good one.
Until we do that. And you see, and that same thing has to affect all other services. Why is it that Ethiopia has a brilliant airways?
It's even one of the
best. It's one of the best.
Yeah. And one of the bedrocks of the economy.
Thank you.
Yep.
And we cannot run
Nigeria
an airline successfully. It says a lot about us, our people, our mentality, and the way we look at life. It also says a lot about the future of this country.
Are you afraid of the future of this country, sir? I mean, I have to ask you because you have a child. No, wait.
Seriously.
You have a child in that system. Theresa May has no child in the future of Britain. The guy in France has no child in the future of France. And even Angela Merkel has no child to invest in the future of Germany. Laface has a child. And you are going to live in Nigeria. The highest you can live in is in the UK or any other last country. But Nigeria is
you see the beauty of it is.
Okay, sir.
My child is British. My son is British. So he has choice, dual. So he has two options. But you see, one thing I'm trying to do is I want him to have a feel of Nigeria, a very good feel of Nigeria.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
He already has a feel of living abroad. I want him to have a feel of Nigeria. Then he can make up his mind where he wants to stay.
Which society fits him?
Which society fits him. If he wants to live abroad, it is his choice, it's not my choice. My own choice is to groom him to be a good human being, to be a good Nigerian, and to be a good British citizen. Do you understand?
Okay, sir.
Because of his dual citizenship.
Maybe a good global citizen.
A good global citizen. Okay. But at the end of the day, the choice is his. But you see, the way we are going, what is the future? What does the future hold for the Nigerian youth? Do you know how many children pass out, do NYSC every year? How many of this population get employed?
What kind of
reality is this? What happens to the others? And we say people are doing cybercrime. People are carrying drugs. People are traveling to Kinikon by a desert. People are doing this. Won't they survive?
You have to. Because the stomach will always call for survival.
But you see, a lot of these things as well are not being channeled properly with reference to the youth.
Okay, sir.
But it also has to do with the way we are brought up from day one. We are brought up to be scared.
To be scared? I mean, to be scared of the authority,
we are brought up,
not to ask questions,
we are brought up not to ask questions. We are brought up to be timid. We are brought up to
respect status quo.
Yeah.
Not to call status quo to order. Not
we are more or less, our children are brought up like slaves. Yes. You obey others. That's what a slave does. That is why when you bring your child abroad, and the children we are bringing up today, in this present day, our generation, Because we are spending money, we are sending these children to school. And they come back. When you tell them something, they will ask questions. In those days, we could not ask questions. Maybe these children that we are bringing up now are the ones that will change these things. Because they will ask questions. I hope they do. I hope they change it. Because they are bold. We are teaching them to be bold. For instance, my son, I give him every opportunity to defend himself when anything happens. Tell me what happened. What happened? Why? How did it happen? I give him every opportunity.
You don't shout him down.
I'm just, no way. I'm not
no,
just.
You don't shout him down.
I'm not just going to bring a cane and start. No. Okay. Hello, tell me your side of the story. He must be able to say something. He must be able to not. He must not be scared. Because that is the only way we can build a future for this country.
Question authority to question orthodoxy.
We have to continue asking questions.
And,
ask why your road is not tarred.
Deplorable state.
Yes. Ask why your road is not tarred. If you go to the local government, they say the road has been tarred for over 6 times. That same road, and it has not been tarred once since you have been living there for 10 years.
In fact, you cannot even drive your car without dodging your steering.
Thank you. If it's only dodging your steering, it's crazy. But you see, we live in a pathetic situation. And because everybody is forming busy, we are not doing the right thing.
Busy doing nothing?
Busy doing nothing. We rush to work, we rush back home.
I was telling somebody the other day, I said, we have a triumvirate center of operation. It's either we are rushing to work, then after we are rushing to church, then the next thing is home. Wait. And the church has also conducted its own by creating a prayers free schedule.
That is another story entirely.
So it's like you are chasing the warfare, spiritual warfare that does not end till the day you are dwelling to the grave.
It can never end.
Then I used to ask some people, I said, even this year, have you taken the children to the Dubai beach? Have you even tried to go to Lomé to enjoy yourself at the beach or to Accra? But no time. The church is going to schedule it from Monday to Sunday. It's either Monday there is a prayer meeting, and Sunday there is digging, Tuesday digging, Wednesday there is a massive.
You must be engaged.
And then Thursday there is a show.
You are driving one spirit out there.
Then by Saturday there's workers meeting. Then Sunday, so it's not a Sunday to Sunday business.
You must be engaged.
How do we get out of this rat race? I mean,
my brother, you can never get the truth.
So what
you see the truth is,
yes, sir.
You cannot get to it. You know why you cannot get to it?
Why,
because
sir?
once you get into it, they themselves don't want you to get to it.
So it's a kind of a foiling failure, a failure foiling system.
No, you see, because the truth of the matter is, when you see, you know how many churches there are in Nigeria?
Can't.
You know how many churches there are on every street?
In fact, on the street alone, you can even see like 20-something churches. If
that
it's
means,
permitted.
my brother, that means there's money inside. And every congregation wants to hold their own. Because if they don't hold their own, other people will snatch what they have. If they snatch what they have, that means they've snatched 10%. They've snatched the offering. They've snatched the testimony. You understand? So it's a serious problem. It is competition every day, in every angle, in every way. So we cannot get out of it. And you see, another thing that is fueling it more is the poverty syndrome, corruption syndrome. Go abroad, most of the churches, they have turned them to pubs where they drink.
Jesus Christ.
Look at China. How many churches are in China?
No.
Look at Malaysia. How many churches are in Malaysia? Beautiful country. Why are we that pray every second? What is smaller than the second? We pray.
We cannot organize our roads. We cannot organize our education. We cannot organize our health.
We cannot organize our the basic principle of life.
Okay, sir.
Is to love your neighbor. We don't love.
That's the LCM.
We don't love our neighbor. Do you understand? So as long as you don't have that, everybody believes that once it is good for me, everybody can die. It's a bad spirit to have.
And at what age did you went to London? And at what age do you think Nigeria started getting into this crisis? Why growing? Can you tell us the story of your growing up and what was life really like with your parents? I was with a fourth child or something?
No, I'm the first.
First child. Okay,
you
sir.
see, growing up, I would not say whether he was as bad, or whether it was worse, or whether it was this or it was that. Because, like I said, I did not come from a rich family, so I've always known life to be not abundantly
outlandish.
Outlandish.
Yep.
To use the word.
Yep.
Do you understand?
Okay, sir.
Everything I've achieved through hard means. Hard work, belief, and being forthright. Do you understand? So, I come from a very average family and nothing different. I just see life every day.
When did you think Nigeria started deteriorating in terms of morals and in terms of, because if we didn't get it right for morals, then there's no innovation, right? And at the time until this moment, Nigeria started having brain drain. People started going out of the country, the best brain in Nigeria, if not for the goodness of God that brought you back home. Some of you were almost forgotten there, doing sciences, doing.
You see, Nigeria will always have brains because of our population.
And the brains?
We'll always have brains because of our population. Because it's not everybody that actually wants to be in Nigeria. It's not everybody that believes that it is outside Nigeria that its future is. Do you understand? There are people in the public service, there are people everywhere. There are people who are in the private sector as well. There are people doing things that they enjoy doing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Of course, a lot of people want to live in Nigeria. But it does not mean that everybody wants to live.
But what drove your own passion to come back home? I mean,
you see, for me,
yes, sir. Why did you come back?
Entertainment drove my passion to come back.
Okay, you saw something that nobody was seeing.
One of the shows I did in London, even from when I went to London after youth service,
okay, sir.
I went into the entertainment industry straight away. I was doing events, I was doing nightclub shows, I was running nightclubs, I was doing everything. I had shows, I was doing James Carnival every year in London.
Yeah, James Carnival. Yeah.
And I was having fun. But one of the things that drove me back, which drives a lot of people back, is prejudice.
Prejudice?
It's racism.
Okay, you noticed earlier?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I noticed very early.
Like, very early?
You know,
okay.
Because you could not, if you want to be truthful to yourself, you might be British, but you are not British.
By your color? It's colorless, yeah?
You might be British by birth, but you are not British. You know yourself you are not British. They will tell you, they will define it for you. Unless you don't want to see it, they will tell you in every way. Up to today, there's racism in America.
Of course.
Even in Europe, there's racism everywhere.
Of course, yeah.
So you see, if you look at a place where you can get a level playing field, it is where you are from, which is Nigeria. And that is what drove. Because if you create all these ideas, and the moment people speak to you or see you and they see you are black, there's a barrier. There's a limit to what you can achieve. Why do you want to leave? That is why a place like America is slightly better.
Okay.
It also has its challenges. There's still heavy racism in America. That's why a Trump will be a president of America.
And the last
because he said the things a lot of Americans wanted to say, but they could not come out to say it.
So he has to say it.
He was bolded. All the white Americans, majority of white Americans feel the way Trump feels. But they could not come out to say it.
Maybe because of self-enlightenment?
Of course. And he came out to say it. He was the voice they were waiting for.
So it was a vehicle?
It was a vehicle. And that was why they jumped on it. So living abroad has those challenges. There's a limit to where you can get to.
But what is going on with the life of people like Shaggy and Tunde OshinibosI who have been there for long?
You see, even if they were in Nigeria, music has a span.
Music has a span.
Music has a lifespan.
Okay.
You cannot be there forever. Okay. The beauty about living abroad as a musician is you get your royalties, you get everything legal, everything is, nobody plays your record or your single for free. Everything that is played you get money for. Your royalties on your records that you have released for 10 years, you still get paid on it. So all those things are structured. and they are easy to follow. So living there, all those things are not a problem. That is why, unlike living in Nigeria, where do you get your royalties from? Where do you get all those things from? I know there are bodies that are supposed to be in place that are supposed to be doing them, but how effective they are, I don't know. There's so much to talk about when it comes to artists, royalties, and what happens to them after.